Hello everyone. Today we will start about industrial management. Management is a subject which talks about industries, its management, its worker class and the relationship between it. So this subject will be entirely based upon the relation between the industry, its management, its workers and the problems and the solutions which happens to exist in any industry. Begin with what is industrial management? What is basically industrial management? When I'm talking about industrial management, as you all can see, it is definitely something which we are talking about industry and the management. So I can say that industrial management is about the relationship between the employee and the management of that industry. It can also be defined as a study of various aspects of the relationship between the employee, a single employee, or it may be a group of employees and their employer, or the management of the organization. Like if I say that in a particular organization, if there is some worker class, then it will be reporting directly to the workers union and the leader of the worker union, which will report back to its supervisors. The supervisors will report back to the project managers. The project managers will report back to the branch managers, and so on and so forth to the higher authority. The hierarchy of management goes up. So, industrial management is about the relationship between all different groups of the employees, between single individual employees and the management or the employer of the organization. Industrial relation. Industrial relation, we generally talk about the relationship between an individual employee or some group of employees and their employers, so that they are engaged in such a way that the productive activities are maximized, which means, like for an example, that if the industrial relation between the employees of the organization and the management are in good shape, then the employee feels safe, it feels protected, it feels trusted and motivated to provide maximum output and to engage himself into activities which provides maximum productivity to the organization. So it is generally known as industrial relation. The concept of industrial relation. Term industrial relation, as you can see, is comprised of two general terms, industry and relations. Now, what is an industry? When we talk about industry, we generally have a perception that an industry will be some setup like a factory or a small scale industry where some products are being developed. But no, an industry can be any productive activity in which an individual or a group of individuals are engaged and they give up some productive output. Now, what are relations? The relationships are those that exist within the industry between the employer and his workmen. Industrial relations, therefore, explains the relationship between the employees, the management, which comes directly or indirectly from the union employer relationship. Now, what is union employer relationship? When I'm talking about union, this means there can be n number of workers or employees in an industry. So every individual employee cannot directly get into contact with your employer. there has to be a proper channel to be followed. So they have a group, or you may say the representation, or a body that represents the intentions and feelings of the employees. This is known as the union of the employees, which directly or indirectly is in a relationship between the with the employer. It looks at the relationship between the management and the workers, particularly the group of workers which are represented by a union. Or in broader perspective, we may say that industrial relations are basically the interactions which happen between the employers or the employees and the government, and the institutions and the associations through which such interactions are mediated. The definition of industrial relation, if we want to derive, would be from all those discussions. We can say that industrial relations, ideally it pertains to the study and the practice of collective bargaining, which we will be dealing with in our later chapters, trade unions, labor management relationships, while the human resource management, it is completely separate, largely distinct field which deals with the non-union employment relationships and the personal practices and policies of the employers, while the industry union or by a substantial number of workmen. And two main important aspects of industrial relations when we are talking about modern industrial society. The one is cooperation, the other is cooperation. Means when the modern industrial production is based upon cooperation between the labor and the capital. Now, what is labor? Laborers are the workers who man the factories, who mines the factories and other industrial establishments or the services. Whereas capital are the owners of the business enterprises who are responsible for supplying the capital in terms of money or in terms of some services, and they own the final product which is produced by the industry. When there is some cooperation between two different bodies, that means when there is cooperation between the labor and the capital, there are chances of occurrence of conflict. So conflict is the prevailing industrial unrest, the frequency of work stoppages which result either from the strikes or lockouts and which aim at slowing down the production, are the occasional expressions of ever present and latent conflict between the workers and the management. Like if I have certain policies, there might be a conflict that the employees of my organization are not willing to work according to those policies. So this will be a conflict, and sometimes these latent conflict may give rise to some expression of their conflict in terms of stoppage of work or strikes or lockouts. Are also known as forms of industrial disputes. The industrial disputes are generally defined in two ways, that are strikes and the get-outs, out of which you may say strike is the most important form of industrial dispute. When we talk about strike, it is also known as a spontaneous and concerted withdrawal of labor from the production. If I am not in favor of the rules and regulations and policies of my organization, it is a spontaneous reaction from the workers union or the workers that they may go for concerted withdrawal of labor from the production. This is known as strike. most important form of industrial dispute, as we already discussed, which is a spontaneous and concerted withdrawal of services, that is labor, from the. What are different types of strikes that might occur? Could be firstly of the primary type, which is known as primary strikes. These are generally aimed at against the employer with whom the dispute exists. Like if I am having any dispute with my own employer, then I will show my unrest or my disinterest to him directly, which may include in the form of stay away strike. That means I'll stay away from my workplace, I'll stay in, or I may say that I'll just don't leave the premises, I'll sit down. That means just may what we call as dharna, pen down or toes down. That means I am there, I'm present at the premises of my industry, but I am not working. Go slow, or I will pace down my productivity or my work speed. That means if I was supposed to deliver a product in say 7 days, then I will slow down my procedure so that the deadline could be extended to 10 days or 12 days and so on. Work to rule, token of protest strike, catcall strike, picketing, or boycott. These are multiple types of strikes which we will be discussing later when we will be dealing with strikes in detail. What are secondary strikes? These strikes are also known as sympathy strikes. In this kind of strike, what happens that the pressure is not applied on the employer directly, but is applied with on those with whom the employer is having good trade relations. Like if there is certain policy, for an example, I would say when the government introduced VAT in the in for the for all the products, what happened, all the uh, we may say the businessmen and the small scale industry people, they went on Bandh of the India Bandh. They what they did, they said that we will not open our shops, we will not sell out the products until this VAT is revoked. So this is like they have a problem with the government policies, but they cannot do anything against the government. So they are what government is doing. The government is generating revenue from what is being sold. So they stop the selling of the products. So they stop the movement of your money in the market. So this is known as general or political strikes and burns, which comes under these categories. Lockouts. Lockout is the counterpart of strike. So when there is a problem, there has to be a solution also. So lockout is a solution to the strike, which is, you may say, is a kind of weapon which is available to the employer, in which the employer shuts down the place of work. Still the workers, they agree to resume the work on the terms and conditions which are laid down by the employer. So lockout is generally defined as the temporary shutting down or closing down of the place of business by the employers. Blockade. Gherav means to surround. It is a physical blockade of the managers by encirclement, which is aiming at preventing the egress and the ingress from and to a particular office or the place, which can happen within the organization premises or also outside the organizational premises. The managers or the persons who are around are not allowed to move for a very long time. Sometimes what happens, these blockade or ghiravs, they are the confinements, they are cruel and inhuman, like the confinement in a very small place without light or fans and for a very very long period, even without food and water. Even the person who is confined are humiliated with abuses and are not even allowed to answer the calls of nature. The object of Gherao is just to compel the person who is under Gherao to accept the workers' demands without the recourse of the machinery provided by the law. So the National Commission on Labour, it has refused to accept Gherao as a form of industrial protest. Like for an example, if we are talking about any educational institute, we may see that in your own For an example, in any educational institute, we may see that in your own university, some officers might sometimes be get out by the employees or the students to compel these officers to submit to their demands. Here is one such example or the real case scenario of